What's up, everybody? My name is Dell. Thanks for hanging out with me. If you've been here before, thanks for hanging out with me again. And tonight, of course, is the 200 subscribers celebration and giveaway. So, thank you for everybody who subscribed to the channel and decided to help me get to this mark and hopefully go even further. Just we're gonna just do this kind of free form, just wing it, a Q&A. Anything you want to know, just ask the question. I will probably answer the question if I can. We'll have the giveaways in a little while. We'll have a couple of digital code giveaways, and then the last giveaway of the night will actually be a full-on 4K brand new. So we'll get to that, and let's just see who is already here hanging out. Was Johnny watching was first? Is yes, he guess I'm the first one to arrive. He even beat me here. So great job, guys. I'm sorry I was late. Had some technical difficulties. My camera and my mic wouldn't play nice. So hopefully everything is working out all right. If there's any problems, just let me know in the comments and I'll see if I can get that taken care of. And Johnny saying, "What's up?" and congrats on hitting 200. Thank you very much, Johnny. Really appreciate it. Emmett is here. He's saying, "What's up? What's going on, Emmett?" Emmett, I don't know if you heard, but yeah, we're just gonna go free for all Q&A style. So yeah, hit me with all those questions that you love to throw out there. I will do my best to answer them. Dimension is here. Dimension Scott. He says congratulations to me. Thank you. Dimension is another great YouTuber, and yeah, go subscribe to him if you haven't. So he kind of plays it low key a lot, but he's got some great content. Fish is here. What's going on, Fish? Fish helped me do some promoting a little early today. I caught that on Instagram. I appreciate that. Of course, Fish is all over the place, so we all love Fish. Hard copy blues. What's going on, man? He says looking forward to your swap tomorrow with Derek. Absolutely, so am I. And congrats on 200. Thank you very much. We got some what's going on back and forth. Um, we got Johnny saying what's up to Fish. And Fish congratulating me on another milestone. I appreciate it. Well deserved, he says. And of course, I couldn't do this without you guys. So I appreciate it. And pat yourselves on the back for getting me here. And if you just happen to pop in and they're not a subscriber, take the time, look around, see if you like what I'm putting out, and then go ahead and hit that subscribe button if it suits your fancy. Thank you, Holland, for helping me get to 200 also. And here we go, Emmett, with the first question tonight. What's my thoughts on the X-Men movies? My thoughts on the X-Men movies, Emmett, is that they're uneven. Mostly, I like them. I X2. If we sticking just strictly with the team, I would say X2 is my favorite of the ones that include the whole team. If you include everything that involves the X-Men with Deadpool and Wolverine and all those movies, I would say Logan would be my favorite one, and then probably the two Deadpool movies and X2, X-Men First Class. That will probably be my top five of those. So I am a fan of the franchise. Just uneven because there are some really bad ones in there. Days of Future Past is not one of my favorites. Let me make sure that's the right one. And not Days of Future Past. Days of Future Past is actually not that bad. It was Apocalypse. It was the other one that I was talking about, and of course, X-Men 3: The Last Stand. Not a favorite of mine at all. Let me know if that is about how you see it, Emmett, or if you see it a little different. KB, my boy, is here. What's going on, KB? He says, "Congrats and trying to put more people onto your awesome content. I appreciate it." KB, as a lot of you are big supporters of the channel, I really appreciate everybody just coming to hang out and talk with me for a little bit tonight. And we've got some more people here. 100 is here. He says, "Hey, congrats on hitting that 200. Thank you." It might turn into a 300 pretty soon. We went past 200 pretty quick. We kind of blew past that milestone. So great job by you guys, not me. I didn't do any of that. So thank you there. Fish is just saying what's up to Johnny. And Johnny saying hello to Holland. Holland, we say this almost every stream, but Holland is in just about every stream. and he's a phenomenal supporter. So we all love Holland, and we know it's not even a stream if Holland is not there. So thank you for being here and making it one. And he's saying, hey, back to Johnny. And Fish says, hey there to Vin. Say to Vin and Holland and KB. Sean Zarnecki is here. He says hello to everyone. Sean, we know we appreciate you, man. Appreciate you dropping in. Was Johnny watching has his rank, the first X-Men trilogies, X2, X-Men, Last Stand. Yeah, I think most people see it that way. X2 is pretty clear cut winner among those three movies, just from the Nightcrawler opening on through the rest of the movie. And then X-Men is a solid movie, and X-Men The Last Stand is really not. I mean, it was the first shot that the franchise took at the Dark Phoenix saga, and it failed. So, and by the time they get to the second one, they didn't do much better on the second one, to be honest. Holland saying, what's up to Fish? Guys saying, all hey, back and forth. Movies with Ryan is here. What's going on, Ryan? He's congratulating me on 200, and I appreciate that. And Ryan, definitely somebody you need to check out. Also, we share a love for Asian cinema. He might be a little more versed on it than me, but we do share that love. Uh, Give me an Asian director I might need to check out, Ryan. I'm looking for something new or something different. Got some what's going on, some highs back and forth. Thanks, Sean, for the congratulations. And we got another high to Holland. And here's Johnny says second X-Men, First Class, Days of Future, Apocalypse. And is that Dark Phoenix? Is that what we ranking them? Okay. Or no, the second X-Men trilogy. I take that back. No. First Class, yeah. Not quite. Let me know if that's your top 5 of the whole franchise. 1, 2, 3, or top 4 of the whole franchise, Johnny. And we got some more haze back and forth. I'm gonna just oh wait, here we go. Ryan has a question for me. Am I picking up the Jackie Chan Volume 2 collection later this month? Probably not this month. If I can get my hands on a little down the road, I will. I know it's probably not gonna go down in price much, but that's just gonna be what works best for me. If I do, and I've got a lot of Jackie Chan here, so I'm not super stressed if I don't get it. I know I won't have it on the brand new spanking brand new set, but I will definitely if I get it, I would be happy, and if I don't get it, it's not the end of the world. Kira is here, one half of Double Feature Podcast. What's going on, Kira? Ryan just saying hey back and forth. All right. So again, I wanted to just give a quick quick comment on how I kind of started this channel, or how I started this channel. Not kind of, I started the channel. So I was watching YouTube for a couple. I've been, everybody watches YouTube all the time, but I started watching Movie Collectors a few years back, and started watching the guys when they were around the beginning of the year when everybody's doing their full collection deals, and I have been collecting for a really long time. So I said, well, let me see what somebody else has, and then I kind of got hooked from there. Then I found a few different blue tubers. I found some of the bigger ones like Cool Duder and Cinema Sickness and those guys. And then from there, you get recommended videos. And eventually I wound up talking to or getting put on to 4K D-Ray. And he was kind of winding down content, but then he was also just getting ready to start up the battles. And then everything from there, it just rolled from there. So that's kind of the short version of the story of how I got to be sitting right here, right now. And we have some more haze back and forth. I'm so happy everybody is here to hang out for a little bit and chit chat. Like I said, it's just a free flowing Q&A. And so any questions you have for me, just go ahead and ask them. Thank you, Kira, on the congratulations. And Mika is also here, and congratulations. And was Johnny, although I love Vinnie Jones's Juggernaut, Last Stand was a mess. Last Stand was definitely a mess. It was just they just botched that whole saga. it just doesn't work out. At least so far. Steve Mayers is here. What's going on, Steve? He says, greeting, gentlemen and Flick friends. Appreciate that. And for like I said, the X-Men saga for me just real uneven. You get some really good movies, and then you get a few stinkers in there. Overall, pretty good. I do like the franchise. So, I'm curious. I'm anxious to see what they're gonna do with the X-Men now that they're in the MCU. Uh, we got a little taste of it with Patrick Stewart back as Professor X and Doctor Strange. But do we really want to go that route again? Do we want to have Patrick Stewart back? I mean, he's getting up in age, and with the multiverse, you can go a lot of different directions. So, matter of fact, let me throw that first question out to you guys. Who would you pick for a Professor X for the MCU? Would it be Patrick Stewart, or do you have somebody else in mind? All right. And here's a question. What's some of your favorite found footage horror, even if you don't vibe with that subgenre? I'm not a big found footage guy, but there are some that I do like. Cloverfield is probably uh Cloverfield's probably my favorite. The Europa Report. If you've never seen that one, it's a horror sci-fi. They go into space. They're a space mission. I believe they're going to trying to go to one of the moons of Jupiter or Saturn, one of the two planets. And of course, there's some strange activity happening. So if you haven't seen Europa Report, go ahead and check that one out. I really did enjoy that one. There's some others, and off the top of my head, they're not coming to me right now, but those two are really ones that I really enjoy. All right, we got some. Anybody else can have some found footage that they can throw out. And no, I'm not a fan of Blair Witch. I can't stand Blair Witch Project, but I did think of one. I do like Paranormal Activity, at least the first three for sure. I really like the first and the third most. Even four wasn't bad. After that, it just kind of went really downhill, and it's kind of hard to keep that storyline going. Is what they found out, and I'm not sure, but I thought I heard they were going to try to reboot that or restart that or something like that. I'm not real sure about that one. All right, Johnny, I separated them. I consider them two different lines. Yes, they're two different timelines. He's talking about the X-Men for anybody that's not sure, even though they crossed over. Very true. Very true. It is about 9:18. So what we are going to do is we are going to get into the we're going to get into the first the first giveaway. Excuse me. Why did I say replay? I don't know. We're going to get into the first giveaway. And the first giveaway, guys, is I have a 4K digital code I'm going to go ahead and give away. This one's going to be a digital code, and it's going to be the digital code to American Gangster. Be digital code to American Gangster. So this is going to be a pretty easy question. Pretty easy question. So here is the question. First off, if you're interested in participating in the giveaway, yes, let's go ahead and throw the answer out. If you're not, I'm going to ask that you not answer, just so that somebody who is interested can go ahead and get the win. And here's the question. The question is, what was the first ranking video that I made? What was the first ranking video that I made? The first list. And go ahead and see who can get that one. I'm going to come back to these comments in a minute. And I'm going to look down here, and the first one in the chat who has the answer will win the digital code for American Gangster. And I'm looking. And we got some answers. We got a lot of answers here to the other things that we were talking about. So I appreciate that. And the first one I see is L Fudd, and it is ranking Ice Cube movies. Correct. I ranked all the Ice Cube movies in my collection. So you will be the winner. So just reach out to me, DM me on Instagram. It's Del on Movies if you don't know, and I will get that code over to you. All right. So let's go back. And what about Texas Chainsaw movies? Emmett is asking me, what's your thoughts on them? So Texas Chainsaw is another one. I think the first one is really good. The second one I haven't seen in a really long time, even though I do have it, I own it. I haven't watched it in a while. And coming up this October, I plan on going back through the franchise to really get my thoughts together on it. Leatherface which is not the newer Leatherface, but the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 3 Leatherface that came out, I think, 1990. I think it came out around that time. I saw it in theaters and I enjoyed it for what it was back then. But again, I haven't seen it since then. Um, the newer Texas Chainsaw movies, since starting with Texas Chainsaw 3D, most of them fall into that so bad it's awesome kind of category. They're bad movies, but I enjoy them. I have fun with them. Um, they're not meant to be the deepest things. And believe it or not, I've never seen the remake of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, so that's definitely gonna be included when I go back through the franchise later this year. All right. And Fish, what upcoming physical release are you most excited for? I would say really it's stuff that has already been out. Uh, I'm 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 not a physical media news kind of guy, even though I watch Ken on the Physical Media Report, and I watch a lot of other guys that do that kind of thing. But I don't get too hype about things that are coming out until Ken or James over at 2021st tells me. So I'm looking forward to getting the Cooley High Criterion, and the Hollywood Shuffle one, which I think they're both out already, but I don't have them yet. I'll be getting those in July. Uh, if you look over here, everybody sees the Shaw Scope set over here. I still don't have volume 2. Hopefully, I'll be getting that either next month or might also be end of June, maybe July. Also, I'll be grabbing that. Um, so those are things that I'm excited for. Other things, they pop up and I go, oh man, that was cool, and then I kind of forget about it. So it's just not always on my radar what's going to be coming out, later on in the year as far as physical media goes, which is, I know, kind of blasphemous for a collector to say something like that. All right, Miranda is here. Hey, Miranda. Miranda says, congrats on reaching that 200 milestone. Very well deserved. Thank you very much. Best wishes for continued channel growth. Miranda, we talked in DM, and I was supposed to be sending you something. I was so late getting it out, but it is actually on its way. You should get it either the end of the week or early next week, hopefully the end of this week. I won't tell anybody what it was. That's for Miranda to know. If you are a follower of the channel, you know that she sent me a bunch of stuff a while back, and I thank you very much. Thanked her a million times. She's probably tired of me saying that. Don't forget to kick that like button, Roadhouse style. Of course, kick the like button, Roadhouse style. Or Johnny, question for you: is Roadhouse style? Would you be ripping the like button's throat out? Would that really be Roadhouse style? Because that's always what I think of when I think of Roadhouse. But definitely go ahead and hit it. We've gotten up to 22 people here, so I'm looking for at least that many likes, because I'm assuming that means you guys vibe with me a little bit if you are here already for this celebration. Miranda, glad to have you here on YouTube. Thank you very much. Are you planning on coming back soon, Miranda? That's my question for you. And if you don't want to answer it here, that's fine. And I know there is life, so I get that. Anthony's Horror More, congrats on 200. Says I'm watching you on the big screen right now. I appreciate it. I'm on somebody's big screen. It's always a little odd when I watch my own videos, because sometimes, after I do a video or a live, I watch it back a little bit just to see how it looks, see if it worked out okay. And it's always weird seeing yourself up on the screen. Vinicio is here. What's going on, Vinicio? He says, what up, Del Monte? I like it. I like it. All right, Kira, what are you looking forward to for your channel in 2023? Well, since I started the movie swap, one of the big things is I just want to get as many people in here as I can to talk about them, because I really enjoy the back and forth, the exchange between myself and another person, when we can kind of take a deep dive into the movies. We're not competing with a bunch of other people for screen time, and we can kind of dig into why we like or dislike something. I really enjoy that. Over the summertime, activity might pick up. I do have a game in mind. Just figuring out the logistics and the time to be able to do that, and I'll have more free time in the summer, so that'll probably be just the summer kind of thing. And then as for later in the year, we get to the holiday season. We get, well, really Halloween, October starts holiday season, getting into more horror content there, and Christmas content there, and then see what other ideas pop up along the way. Johnny, and yeah, I mean, you have to. It's completely different, creative team behind it, completely different budget behind it, uh, and different cast. So it's definitely going to be a clean slate. But yeah, like I said, I'm curious to I'm curious to see what they do, and I'm laughing because I just saw this comment right here. Holland says I picked Bob for Professor X, and yeah, he's got the look. Bob's got the look. Walter's here. What's going on, Walter? Walter's a recent guest on Movie Swap. And he says, congratulations on the milestones. Besides movies, do you collect anything else? I kind of say not really, but I technically do. Like a lot of you guys, I've collect graphic T-shirts. Um, I've probably got 40 or 50 of these, so it's not like a super duper collection, but it's enough where I can wear a different one every day for quite a while if I wanted to. So when you see me in one that you've seen before, it's because I was lazy and I just grabbed what was closest or what's been recently washed. And also I also have a bunch of ties. Where I do teach. I teach well, first grade this year. Usually I teach third grade or fourth grade, and I wear a shirt and tie 3 or 4 times a week, depending on sometimes three, sometimes four, and so I have a bunch of ties. So I don't like to wear those uh, often either. That's really it as far as what I actually collect right now. Kira, I'm a stand for Patrick Stewart. Been killing it in Picard. You know what? I'm a big Patrick Stewart fan too. Now, I'm not really a Trekkie. I grew up on the original series, and I've seen all of those, and I love all of those. And Captain Kirk will always be sorry, William Shatner will always be my captain. Oh yeah, Captain Kirk will always be my guy. But everything after that, I've kind of been lukewarm on, in and out, and haven't really watched it much. Maybe a few episodes here and there. So I get it. Everybody loves Picard, and I did from a few episodes of not Picard, but the Next Generation. I did enjoy him. I just never really could get fully into the shows, and I know that's Trekkies bristling at that notion. I get it. Ryan says I was really hopeful for the X-Men reboot. I felt two was kind of wonky, and Apocalypse was just bad. Yeah, Apocalypse was just bad. Now, when you say two, are you talking about X2, or are you talking about I think Days of Future Past, which was came in with the next trilogy? Vinicio, I'm with you, man. I can't stand the Blair Witch Project, and I was around when it came out in theaters. I didn't go to the theater to see it, but I remember all the hype vividly. Everybody was talking about how this might be real and how scared they were, and you got to see this. This is must see horror. And I watched it, and it was interesting for a little while, and then I just got bored. Nothing was happening. They move some rocks, and then they come out and talk about it, or somebody's moved some rocks, and then everybody comes out, oh my god, and they come talk about it. And then when it finally got a little tense at the end, the whole iconic scene with the girl with the camera right up to her face, and she's doing that whole thing with the snot bubbles coming out, and I started, okay, maybe we might be getting somewhere, and then it ends the way it ends, and I was like, oh, this is trash. I can't with this movie. So yeah, I know there's a lot of Blair Witch fans. I'm just not one of them, and because of that, I've never seen any of the sequels or reboots or whatever they did. I just didn't bother with any of that stuff. All right, Kira, I have to think hard on a replacement. We're talking about Professor X here. If anybody has just popped in, one of the questions I threw out there was who would be a good Professor X for the MCU? We know that Patrick Stewart showed up in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Do you want to keep riding with him despite his age, or do you, or you want to get somebody different in there and see what they can do? And Professor X for Patrick Stewart, I'm not really trying to be ageist here because that's a character that you could play as an older man. So if you wanted to go that route, I've got no problems with that. But I just wanted to see if anybody else had any ideas on who they might want to see in the role. James is here. He says, "Congrats, thank you, James. Just finished watching your review of Cool Hand Luke. It's a great movie. I haven't gotten the 4K yet, but it is a great movie. I've seen it. Uh, Paul Newman is fantastic, and I know at the end of that video you were looking for some recommendations of Paul Newman movies. This you mentioned The Sting, but you hadn't seen it, I think, and The Sting is an excellent one. The Hustle. Fort Apache, The Bronx is one of my favorite Paul Newman movies, and it's very underrated. Not seen as much. It came out in the '70s, so this was a little bit older Paul Newman movie. It's set in the Bronx. He's a police officer out there, and it's basically a day on patrol out there with him and his partner, and they run into some crazy situations and crazy people. Pam Grier shows up in that movie in a bit part, and if check it out, I highly recommend that one. Check it out, and let me know what you think if you do. Holland says for found footage, I think Wreck and The Visit. Yes, I do like. I haven't seen Wreck. I saw the American version, Quarantine, so I need to go see Wreck. I need to fix that. And Quarantine actually was pretty good, and it's probably because I hadn't seen Wreck. And The Visit is an underrated M Night Shyamalan movie. I did enjoy The Visit quite a bit. Walters is saying, "Hey, back and forth, good ones, Holland, Venetia. Yeah, good ones, absolutely." American Gangster. Hell yeah, great movie. Yep. So, and that was won by Eli Fudd. And in a few minutes, we're going to get into the next giveaway. Seeing if anybody else popped in or if anybody else has any questions for me. What's the scariest horror poster in your opinion? Uh, man, that's a good question. Scariest horror poster. You know what? I'm man. I'm not big into posters. At least not since I was a kid. That's probably a better question for Tim at Tim Talks Talkies. To be honest with you, um, the I don't know if it's a scary, but it's not really a scary poster, but just the iconic Exorcist poster with the priest getting out of the cab and the street light shining down on him. That's just iconic to me. And I saw some pretty good ones for Terrifier. So there's some good ones out there. But like I said, I haven't been big on posters for a really long time, so I'm not really authority on that one. But that is a good question, though. I appreciate that. Thank you. The original Fuzz is here. Says thank you. Congrats to me on hitting 200. Thank you very much. And here we go. Who are your favorite Asian directors right now? Right, of course, Park Chan Wook. He's definitely my guy. Um, his movies are just his movies. They they dive at the. I'm trying to put this. I'm trying to find the best way to put this. His movies, they take something that's already kind of twisted or kind of odd, even macabre, such as in Old Boy and in Thirst and Lady Vengeance and all those movies, even Stoker, if you saw Stoker, and he twisted a little more, and then he twisted a little more, and then he keeps twisting, and he's not afraid of an ending that's going to upset you and or stick with you. So he is my favorite. Bong Joon Ho, of course, everybody loves Bong Joon Ho. Um, there and Takashi Miike, and another one is a guy named I'm gonna butcher his name, Shion Sono. I think that's how you say his name. He did. I'm not sure if he's directing right now or not, to be honest with you. But and the reason is I'm bringing him up because the movie that popped into my head is a movie called Strange Circus, and that movie is just absolutely nuts. If you can get your hands on Strange Circus, and you like disturbing horror horror slash thriller kind of movies, definitely check out that movie. It is it is a wild ride. Chilling like a villain, says Benicio. Of course, haven't heard that term in a long time. All right, so we got a lot of going back, a lot of guys going back and forth. And Kira, that was not quite the answer. I think she was answering the question. Ed Harris might make for a good Professor X. Yeah, yeah, I could definitely see that. I haven't seen Ed Harris in a long time. Is he still acting? I don't know. I haven't seen him in quite a while. So I hope that would be a great pick. I mean, I've got no problem with that. What are we doing here? My mouse is not. There we go. All right, we got some more people. We're guessing basketball. Emmett Blu-ray, my first YouTube. Okay. Best and worst superhero. If we're going just superheroes, Batman's my favorite. I it's so many things you could put onto Batman and make it fit what ways kind of dug into uh the warring personality, so to speak. The going back and forth and having to deal, with the grief that he's dealt with. And I'm a person. I did have my mom with me. I grew up with my mom, but I didn't have my dad. I didn't grow up with my dad most of the time. I mean, he was kind of in and out, so I kind of latched onto that kind of thing. And then you always looking. He's always the hero doing things, trying to clean up the city by any means necessary. And I also grew up with Adam West, that show, the old Batman show. So he's always been my guy. As far as worst superhero, I don't know if I have a worst superhero. Um, there's been some really dumb ones out there, and like for instance, the guy in the last Suicide Squad movie where his arms came off and he was flying around slapping them. I couldn't stand that guy. He could not be a superhero for me. So and I it might his name might be Arm Fall Off Guy. I know there is a superhero named that. I think that was him, and so that's a really dumb superhero. All right. Benicio says, I actually love the Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise. I just didn't like the 3D or the Netflix one. Now, the Netflix one, I didn't mind. The 3D one, I actually didn't mind either because I mean it's got that line, do you think cuz I know it and I know everybody just loses it when they hear that. But I didn't mind it because it was just funny. And by that time, the whole movie was just stupid, so I just rolled with that. And the Netflix one, they were trying some things. It didn't quite work out the way they wanted to, but that scene later on, that late scene on the bus, that was amazing. I will definitely give it that. So I can't fault it for that. Vanessa telling me to watch the remake. Definitely, I'm gonna do there. I'm gonna do that. Some more people telling me Johnny says the reboot's pretty good. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and check those out. And Miranda did receive the package today. All right, cool, very cool. And the beginning after the one after that one is good. I saw parts of the beginning. I've never seen it all the way through. So yeah, that's also gonna go through it. I have all of the Texas Chainsaw movies, save for the original Leatherface one, Texas Chainsaw 3. So I'm looking for that one. I'm gonna get my hands on that one. Uh and then I will be good to go and go through the whole franchise. Thank you. So the Netflix one is Halloween Kills tier. Now, hold on, Holland, because I'm an apologist for Halloween Kills. I loved Halloween Kills. One of the other rankings that I did this year, guys, was or yeah, since I've started my channel, was last Halloween, last October, I watched the whole Halloween franchise. Half of the movies I hadn't seen before that. I had seen the original, I had seen two, and I had seen one or two others. but I hadn't seen a lot of them. So I went through the whole series and I took it all the way through Halloween Ends. And I will say Halloween Kills was one of my favorite. Probably because I watched them so close. I watched them back to back to back to back. I watched the whole franchise in 2 weeks' time. And when you do it that way, I was just ready to see Michael Myers just go bananas, and Halloween Kills gave me that. You can say what you want about the story of it, and how it kind of detracted from what Michael Myers was, which was a guy not just really trying to terrorize Haddonfield, but he was focused on one mission. But just to see him kind of unleashed and just going crazy, killing people left and right, I really enjoyed Halloween Kills. So, Sumi, guys, forgive me. I'm gonna have to step away for a moment, and that's because my laptop is telling me it's dying. It's not plugged in. Give me a moment, guys. All right, back in effect. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. But since I am back, and let's go ahead and get to the second giveaway. And we got this one's also a digital code. We gave out American Gangster 4K digital code a little earlier if you did not know. And this time we're going to give out a 4K digital code for Wakanda Forever. Yep. We're going to give out a 4K digital code for Wakanda. My question and I'm is going to be, excuse me. My question is not going to be based on me. Let's go ahead and open it up, and let's talk about Wakanda Forever. And the question is, this is really going to be fast fingers time. The question is, who played Killmonger in the Wakanda Forever and Black Panther, of course. So while we're doing that, I'm going to scroll down and see who the winner is. And don't hear too many. Don't see any answers. Again, the question is who played Killmonger in the Black Panther movies in both Wakanda Forever and in Black Panther. All right, I'm gonna scroll back up since I don't see an answer yet, and I will go back into the chat here. And Vinicio is agreeing with Holland about Halloween Kills and shouting Wesley as I'm doing it. All right. Says I like Ian McKellen more as Gandalf than Magneto. I'm the opposite, and that's probably because I'm much bigger X-Men fan than Lord of the Rings. I like Lord of the Rings, but I don't love Lord of the Rings. I'm a guy who's I've watched them, I own them, but I only own the 3 film correct collection, the Blu-ray that came out. It's it's around here somewhere, but it was just the one Blu-ray case, one Amaray case with the 3 disc in there. Um, and they're just the theatrical cuts. I don't need the extended cuts. I don't need 4.5 hour versions of those movies. Just not my thing. Miranda, I've started making videos again. A few new ones up already. Oh, I didn't get notified, so I'm gonna go ahead and check those out. I will definitely go ahead and check those out. Holland, Vinicio, I love New Beginning because of Arlie Ermy. Arlie Ermy is, if anybody doesn't know him, he's yelling all the time and everything. You've seen him, and he passed away a few years ago. He's a drill sergeant from Full Metal Jacket, and that is always the first thing I think of whenever his name comes up. He just he owns the first half of that movie, and then of course we get the transition over into Vietnam, where he is no longer part of the story, and the second half is great. So that's just me. I know a lot of people don't like the second half of Full Metal Jacket. Kira is definitely looking forward to this year's content. Thank you. Appreciate it. Kira, we got to get you up here for movie swap here. We had Mika do it, so we got to get Kira up here at some point. And I also do want to get Miranda up here also at some point. She's never mind, just had a bit of free time, so thought I'd pop in. Thank you very much. Now will Bob's superpower bring crappy Wi-Fi? That was a good one, Johnny. I really like that. I'm not sure if Bob is here or not. I know he's got another stream. No, Bob's not. Bob's on another stream. No, he's not on another stream tonight. But if he's here, I'm sure he got a laugh out of that one. So that was pretty good. Ryan says, "Ooh, the dial-up noise while Bob is trying to read someone's mind." Outstanding, outstanding. Ken is here, mid-level media. So now that I got Ken here, and he's selling me happy 200. Thank you very much. Ken is as responsible as anybody for getting me over the hump. I was hovering around 180 subscribers, 190 subscribers for actually a few weeks. And then Bob, he implored some people to subscribe, and that got me to right at 200. And then Ken DM'd me one day and says, "Hey, you want to be on World's Biggest Collectors?" I said, "Sure." And I did that. And then once that aired, I had 40 more people subscribe. So thank you very much, Ken. I appreciate that. And if anybody is not a subscriber to Ken, yeah, I mean, you're missing out. So definitely go subscribe to Mid Level Media and Married with Media show he does with his wife Michelle. Outstanding stuff. LOL Ryan, that and the blank stare at the screen, oblivious to what's going on. I'm still giving Bob a hard time. Mike Snow is here. Patrick Stewart is the captain for me. I think that a lot of that has to do with when you grew up and when you started watching Star Trek. I started, I'm not quite old enough that I saw it in its original run. I saw it in syndication, but it was in the 70s, and in the 80s, before the Next Generation existed, before before there was any other Star Trek movies or TV series. I just watched the original series on rerun over and over every night, practically, during my middle school and high school years, or junior high school and high school years. So that's why Captain Kirk has always been my guy. And the monkey is here. What's going on, the monkey? Monkey also did a movie swap with me. I appreciate you making it tonight. He says, as a teacher, what's your opinion on the film Mr. Holland's Opus? You know what, Monkey? I've seen that movie, but it's been 30 years since I've seen that movie. So I really can't give you a good answer on that one. I don't have a valid opinion on that one. So I need to revisit that before I can say what I think of that one. And here's James saying, have I seen John Wick 4 yet? And DC or Marvel? Yes to John Wick 4. And I did have a really fun time. It was just, just wall to wall action. But it did have its flaws, so I won't say it's the greatest action movie ever, like a lot of people. Matter of fact, I would rank it third in the franchise. For me, it goes 1, 3, 4, 2. Go ahead and drop you guys rankings down, and I'm just curious to see what you guys think. But I go 1, 4, 1, 3, 4, 2 as far as the franchise goes. And as far as DC and Marvel goes, I would say overall Marvel, even though Batman's my favorite superhero, Marvel is the as far as comics, the stories are more relatable for me, and the movies, they've just been so much better executed. So I can't thank enough on that one. So can't say that enough, because DC has been a mess as far as their movies have gone. Now DC really runs circles around Marvel when it comes to the animated features. They have been amazing at that. We got some more highs back and forth. Another hater of Blair Witch. Thank you. I just don't understand the hype for that movie. I don't understand the appeal of it. And Fish saying what's up to Kenny Levels. And since I got sucked in with the hype for Blair Witch in 1999, exactly. I got sucked in to watch it, and then it just failed to meet, uh, failed to live up to the hype. And I'm just looking down here. We got KB Loves Movies is the first one. So what's up, KB? He is the first answer that I see for the Wakanda Forever digital code 4K. Hit me up in the DMs if you want it. You always know how to reach me, man. All right, Ken says I'm so scared right now. Not sure what you're scared of. Movies with Ryan. Ryan says Days of Future Past. I like the idea of it. Just execution was bad. So he's talking about which second X-Men movie he was talking about it. Yeah, the execution wasn't really that great. I didn't hate it though. I thought First Class nailed a good reboot. First Class was outstanding. I will agree with that one. Blair Witch 2 is way better than the first. I was so put off with the first one, Vinicio. I didn't even bother trying to find out. Love it or hate it, Blair Witch's marketing skyrocketed this film into a box office smash. No argument. I mean, it was made for what, $150 and raked in hundreds of millions of dollars. So I did appreciate it for what it was, but definitely not what I initially expected. That is the truth. Miranda Blair Witch sucks. I recently revisited since I hadn't seen since I was a kid, and it was so damn boring and not even scary. Nothing happens in this movie. Nothing happens. Like I said, they move some rocks, they move some sticks, they look at each other, accuse each other, and then go on to the next thing. I just don't get it. Tony is here. What's going on, Tony? I almost skipped right over you. Tony is also he a movie swapper. He was here a few weeks back, one of the earlier guests, and of course, Tony is everybody's favorite. Great channel, and people acknowledging that Tony's here, and Tony is congratulating me on 200. Thank you very much. And Fish agreeing with Kira, well played by the studio as far as the marketing, and Veniso agreeing with Miranda on the movie on Blair Witch. So I didn't intend this, guys, to be a Blair Witch hate fest, and I'm cool with that because I just don't like that movie. So going on, Tony giving a round. Thank you. Definitely well played by the studio. Question for James is check out The Verdict, the Great Newman flick, another Paul Newman recommendation. And big fan. There's Ken. There's one fan of Blair Witch. Sorry, Ken, you're getting hammered here tonight. Not many fans of the movie here, including myself. I just can't do it with that one. Harper is my favorite Paul Newman movie. To check that one out. I haven't seen that one. Not really familiar with it. Kira, you're right. The marketing for that movie was best in the business, but still a horrible movie. I agree. For found footage, I like As Above, So Below. I have to watch that again. I watched it, and I think the mistake I made was I put it on too late at night. So I might have dozed off here and there a couple times, but then by the end of the movie, I was like, nah, it wasn't for me in that it I didn't see what was going on, what was happening below. There was a promise of some things, and I never got it. So, but I'm willing to give that one another chance because, like I said, I put it on really late at night. I was kind of dozing in and out a little bit, so I need to rewatch that one. The Mike says The Visit was not for me. Adam, the movie hunter's here. What's going on, Adam? Thank you for stopping by. And what's going on? Here we go. Thanks for the Paul Newman film recommendation, plus Pam Grier in it too. I'm there. He's talking about Fort Apache, the Bronx. If anybody's seen Fort Apache, the Bronx, let me know what you think of it. I think it's a fantastic movie. Adam's still at work. Well, definitely take care of the job, JOB. You can always catch the replay if you need to step away. The Sting is a great Newman Redford flick. So is The Sting, and I can't believe I didn't really mention Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. That's a classic Western for a reason. It's an amazing movie. So go ahead and check that one out. Kira enjoyed The Visit. I did as well. And Exorcist and Jaws posters are the best. I got the Jaws shirt on tonight, so no arguments from me. And Dead Alive was always a trippy looking poster to me as a kid. Is that the one where they open the mouth and got another face coming out inside? I think that's the one. That is a pretty good poster. And honestly, I need to see the movie. I still haven't seen that one. Future filmmaker reviews with Joshua is here. Thank you, Joshua. I don't believe you've been here before, at least not on one of my live streams. He says, congratulations on 200 subscribers and the giveaway. Thank you. I really appreciate it. And if you are a YouTuber, I will definitely, I'm assuming you are, I'm going to go ahead and check out your channel. And Kira loves Stoker, not talked about enough. It is not. One of the things that also I love about Park Chan-wook movies is the cinematography is always amazing. And in that movie, I mean, there are some shots. I really say it's one of those movies. That and The Handmaiden is another one where every frame could be a picture that you put on the wall. It's just that pretty. Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid from Mike Snow. Yeah, great Newman Redford Western. Says I got Stoker at the Dollar Tree. If it's actually good, I'll watch it. Yeah, go ahead and watch it, Ken. It is a good movie. And it is I think it's Park Chan-wook's only American movie. I know it was his first one. I think it's his only one. If anybody has another one, another American movie that he did, let me know. Ed Harris has a small part in Top Gun Maverick. Yeah, that's right. He did. I did see that. I forgot all about that. Top Gun Maverick is way better than Top Gun. I will say that. I really enjoyed Top Gun Maverick. Batman is the GOAT. I agree, Mike. And most recent thing I saw Ed Harris in was The Lost Daughter with Olivia Colman. Olivia Colman she's an icon, great actress. It was great seeing him on screen. He's a great talent. I agree with that. But yeah, we just got confirmation that he was in Maverick, Top Gun Maverick. Superman sucks, Mike says. I don't think he sucks, but he's a hard character for you to get into because he can do everything and he's all powerful. So you really gotta jump through hoops to make him vulnerable, which is one of the marks of a great hero. So that's why he doesn't quite catch on quite as much as Batman, but he is definitely iconic in his own right. Emmett, what are your thoughts on the Karate Kid movies? These are more movies I haven't seen in forever. The first one I've seen, I like it. I'm not a huge fan of it. I actually went to the theater to see it way back in the day, and I was like, Daniel cheated. So, but it's a fun movie, and I've been watching Cobra Kai. I haven't watched season 5 yet, but Cobra Kai I do enjoy, and I also think Daniel's the villain in Cobra Kai, but that's another conversation. Ken loved Texas Chainsaw Massacre on Netflix. Okay. Only good Halloween is the original, says Mike. Okay. The original is great. And I will say this, the list of good ones is pretty short. Ken says we're suing you for $20 for liking Halloween Kills. All right, Kills is just pure carnage. Aside from the overuse of Evil Dies Tonight, I enjoyed it. Yeah, that's what I wanted out of it. After watching all of those Halloween movies, we get to Kills. I just wanted to see Mike cut loose, and he did that. I'm Ryan. I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time reading that one. But Ryan, it looks like congratulations on the milestone. Thank you very much, and I apologize for butchering your name right there. Mike likes the Jaws shirt. Appreciate it pretty much. Vinicio, yep. Kills only had good kills, and Kills only had good kills. Everything else didn't like. Same with the Netflix Texas, only good for the kills, and everything else was trash. The Texas Chainsaw, yeah, the I can 100% agree on that one. And with Halloween Kills, yeah, I can definitely see the point. I mean, it's not a good story, not a great story, but it works for me because that's what I wanted. But at that point, Lord of the Rings not for me. For Mike, KB was talking about how he's talking about Clerks 2, but it was just kind of talking about how much walking it is. So yeah, that's what it is. And KB's in the house. Finally, an answer. And we got here. And Kira says she'd love to join Movie Swap. I'm trying to get to everybody, so I'm definitely going to hit you up, Kira, because I definitely want to get you up here, and at some point maybe get you and Mika at the same time here, because that's always fun because you guys bounce off each other so well. What did I do for Easter? I mean, I had a fairly quiet Easter. My wife and my daughter, my oldest daughter, we went to her dad's house. My father-in-law, my wife's dad's house. Went to his house. We took some food over there, sat around. He had never seen Black Adam, so we showed him Black Adam. He likes action movies, and he had a blast. So that made my day. That was good for me. Shatner will forever be my captain. Yeah, Johnny, that's what I'm talking about. Mike grew up on the 90s. That's why Picard is my guy. Yeah, exactly. When you grew up matters. KB, Vinicio just saying what's up to KB. Mike says, I like John Wick 2 the best, oddly enough. I loved 1, didn't like 3, and haven't seen 4. Curious why I didn't like 3. Curious why you didn't like 3. KB's pitching in his John Wick rankings. He says 1, 4, 2, 3. Interesting. A lot of people I've talked to have 3 either as first or second. So curious why that is, KB. Why is 3 the weakest for you and Mike? Why is KB down? Why is 3 down at the bottom? First Class might be my favorite X-Men movie. Yeah, it's a good one, Ken. It is absolutely a good one to be your favorite. No arguments there. And welcome home, he says to James. Yeah, James is always welcome here. And Ken says, I love Blair Witch. How dare you all? Hey, if that's the island you want to live on right there, go for it. Ryan enjoys Blair Witch. So there you go. So Ken and Ryan, you can hang out together. And I'm not even going to try to say the name. Just I will say thank you for the congratulations. I appreciate you being here. Got up to about 25 people so far right now. So yeah, if you would take the time to hit the like button since you took the time to check in, I would really appreciate it. And definitely subscribe to each other out there in the chat. And yeah, poke around my channel if you haven't subscribed to me yet and see if you like it. And then subscribe if you do. Really appreciate it. Speaking of found footage flicks, what are your thoughts on Skinamarink? I haven't seen it yet. I've heard some wildly varying things. I've heard it's really good and I've heard it's really terrible. So I haven't seen it yet. I'm gonna check it out though, because I'm curious as to which way I'm gonna go on that one. Spicy 4K action. What's going on? Him and I are recent Bluetooth buddies, I guess you could say, because he just started coming around my channel a few weeks back, and of course I had to reciprocate and check out his channel. He's got a great channel. He did a good live the other day I think it was over the weekend, and he hopes everyone Monday's going well. This is going as well as it can for a Monday. Says love 40 Pat Cheetah Bronze, very gritty cop flick. Thank you, Mike. Somebody out there has actually seen it. I appreciate that. Respect the Face says, what's up? What's going on, man? Says hi, Awesome Media channel, by the way. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Slapshot is another great Paul Newman movie. I gotta see Slapshot. It's another one of those movies. I saw it when it used to come on TV. I saw bits and pieces. You catch the first 30 minutes and then something happens, you have to go, or you come in on the last 20 minutes and you watch that. So I've watched it that way, but I've never actually sat and watched it. And even watching it in pieces has been, oh man, I don't know how long. It's probably been 30 years for that one also. One of my favorites, Spicy 4K action. Is it the best hockey movie ever? Anybody who's watching that, go ahead and let me know if that's the best hockey movie of all time. I like Goon. Goon is a really good hockey movie. Miracle is cool, kind of cheesy though, and you know what's gonna happen. I agree. Top Gun Maverick way better than the original. Yes, Vinicio, absolutely. I haven't seen Top Gun Maverick, Kira. Oh, there might be our movie swap right there. Got to see Top Gun Maverick. Been watching a lot of anything Chuck Norris from Respect the Face. Chuck Norris is just you want to just watch some cheesy stuff. Go ahead and watch some cheesy stuff. One of my favorites that doesn't get talked about a lot is Silent Rage. Check out Silent Rage if you haven't seen that one. It's Chuck Norris does horror-ish, sorta. It's a wild movie. So I'm gonna skip ahead a lot of the what's up, and there's Bob popping in. He says, "What's up?" And Bob, I told the story a little earlier. If you didn't hear it, how you were instrumental in helping me get to 200. Also, you kind of implored some people, just let them know, hey, check out this channel, and people did, and had a few people subscribe and got me over 200. So Thank you very much. And people saying hi to Bob. And Bob, I'm curious to know if you were here when they nominated you for a couple to play Professor X in the MCU. And if you missed it, your superpower would you would be able to read minds like Professor X, but you would do so with bad Wi-Fi. So you might hear some dial-up noises when you're reading minds out there. So let me know if you saw that, or if you're up for playing a role. Maybe Disney might give you a call. Johnny had no problem with the Jackie Chan Karate Kid. I did not either. I liked it, and Jackie Chan was really good. And that was a movie where he actually had to act without doing a lot of the physical stuff. I mean, he had a couple scenes where he did, but he really had to act, and he was a compelling character. He really gave a good performance in that movie. And not for nothing, but I didn't hate Jaden Smith in the role. He was pretty good, I thought. So I enjoyed that. Bob must have heard his name from earlier. Yeah, he may have. He may have. Uh, Walter Walter White, Breaking Bad. Says can't wait for Rush Hour 4. Mm, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna watch it, but I don't know what to expect from that. I don't know because I mean, Jackie's up there now. So, and Chris Tucker, he just did a movie. He's in Air. I haven't seen Air yet. I don't know if that's good or not, but we'll see. We'll see if it comes out. I know Bad Boys 4 is coming out soon. Ryan, does he enjoy the Karate Kid remake as well? Yeah. Miranda says Skinamarink sucked. It keeps your attention because you think something will happen, but nothing does. I thought it was boring and not one bit scary. It's super hard on the eyes too with how dark it is. Ooh. And if you know me, you'll know that one of the movies I had a really hard time with recently over the last couple of years was Godzilla King of the Monsters, the second Godzilla movie in the MonsterVerse. And I went to the theater to see that one, and it looked like they filmed everything, 200 yards away through black gauze on the camera. And so when the monsters were fighting, it just looked like shadow puppets in the background. And then every now and again, they'd hit you with a lightning strike, so you can barely make out something. I hated that movie because of that. And it's a shame because there was so much action in it, but I couldn't see any of it. So if Skinamarink is anything like that, I'm gonna have a hard time, but we'll see. We will definitely see. So even the trees walked in that movie, Clerks too. Yes, Mike, absolutely. Even the trees walked. Yes, Top Gun Maverick definitely surpassed the first. Halloween 2018 ended the franchise for me, Kira. Was it because it was that bad, or because it was that good and you felt that was a good stopping point? I'm curious on that one. Very curious on that, because most people that I've spoken to really liked 2018. So I'm curious to see what it was that ended it for you. Benicio's 3 is the weakest for me. 2, I guess we're talking about John Wick. So big, we got Big Fish in Little Pond. Very good. Tony's Movies and More here. What's going on, Tony? Says, how's it going? Congrats on 200 subscribers. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Mike says John Wick 3 was okay. It just seemed to be not as involving or exciting as the first two, but that's just me. And I think, I don't know, if you take it on its own as a standalone movie, I can definitely see that. But for me, I kind of carried the baggage from 1 and 2 into it. So everything that happened in 3, I automatically tethered it to 1 and 2. And I know not everybody does. The movie does need to stand on its own. So I definitely understand where you're coming from for that. Ken says, sell me one of those steel books. I know you got a few. Man, Ryan's got so many steel books. I know last year he did steel book a day for the entire year last year. So 365 steel books. He's been posting a few this year on Instagram too. I don't think he's been doing it every day, but he's got way more than I got. That's for sure. I would have ran out about a third through the year last year. Go on and hit that like button, peeps. Yes, absolutely. If you're here, go ahead, take the time to hit the like button. What's your favorite thing about Christmas? Emmett asks. I'm not a really big Christmas guy, and my kids are adults now, so I don't. go out and try to find the latest toys and things like that, like I did when they were kids. Really, it's just the time spent with the family as a whole. It's not my favorite holidays, the whole commercialization thing, and yeah, my kids they're too old to really worry about it right now. They're all adults. Now, when they start having kids and I have grandkids, my tune might change because grandpa might want to be buying some toys and spoiling the grandkids. So but we'll see how that goes. Not Home Alone, Emmett. Let's go past that one. Let's go past that one. I'm kind of infamous for that one. Just can't wait for my series Breaking Bad season 7. I'm gonna have to actually watch Breaking Bad. I've never watched the whole thing. I think I've seen an episode here or there. That Sons of Anarchy, I've been told, was really good, and yeah, I need to watch it. KB says Parabellum tried to do too much. Now, that was a lot of my problem with 4. It really tried to do a whole lot. It tried to do it tried to do way too much, and so I think you saw too much in 3, and I saw too much in 4, and that's fine. Tell him, Kira, 25 people in here, 13 likes. Come on, support. That's right. Let's go. If there's only 13 likes, I'm not even looking at the likes right now. But yeah, go ahead and hit that like button. And I hate keep saying that. Really like Goon and the sequel as well. I haven't seen Goon 2 yet. I need to check that one out, Bob. But Goon was really good. I don't know why I haven't seen Goon 2. I'm not sure what I've been doing. And Respect the Faces back in. This is Mighty Goat. Thank you. Slapshot and Goon are neck and neck for my favorite hockey flick. Yeah, they're good ones. They're good ones. Uh, People saying what's up? Some more Goon is underrated. I agree. 4K lowdown. David is here. What's going on, David? David is he's an awesome YouTuber, and he and Turner fan 77. Ooh, tongue tied. Turner fan 77. They do a great couple of series over on David's channel. And if you're into an analytical approach to movies, they're definitely two guys to check out. They stream, I believe it's on Wednesday nights. I catch them. I try to catch them every week. Every now and again, I have to miss it, but I try to catch them every week. And I've been knowing Dave for years on Twitter. We've been following each other for years and years and years. And I know that Tony Basement Blues has an amazing collection. David's is right there with Tony. He doesn't really share the pictures as much. He does on Instagram, he does, and not as much even on Instagram, but on Twitter he did. So if you put more pictures out there for people to see, they can see how amazing your collection is. Because I mean, he's got quite the numbers, and if you've seen the spreadsheet, you'll know that it's crazy. Bob, appreciate that. You deserve it. No doubt. You have a great channel. Even better, dude. I just jumped in. Sorry. No, hey, you're working. No worries. Silent Rage creeped me out when I was a kid. Fish says, man, let me tell you a quick story about Silent Rage. I went to see that in theaters, and I went with my grandmother, and this was might be the only time she ever took me to the movies. And she knew I like Chuck Norris, and so we went to see this movie. And if you're not familiar with this movie, there's some boobies in the movie. So when they pop on the screen, first off, it's already too late for her to really do anything about because they happen onto the screen. But she still tries to cover my eyes, and she reaches over to cover my eyes. And then, now watch how she covered my eyes. So I could definitely clearly see what was going on, what she was trying to keep me from seeing. So that was pretty funny. Mike, I'm Canadian and naturally love hockey, so I have to say Slapshot is the best hockey movie I've seen. I love that Newman's character is Canadian. I mean, it's hockey, right? Anthony, for John Wick, I'd go 1, 2, 4, 3. 4 was really solid, but those bulletproof suits are getting way too cartoony now. Yeah, that was my biggest problem with it. I mean, eh, I hate to spoil it for anybody who hasn't seen it, but he's brought it up. Somebody's shooting and they just take the flap of the jacket and kind of do like that with it, and that was just too much. Plus, people are getting hit by cars and just walking away like it's nothing. Exactly, they Four is doing a whole lot. Says y'all leave Bob's Wi-Fi alone. He's working on it. So I think the public interest has evaporated for Rush Hour 4. And that wouldn't surprise me. That wouldn't surprise me at all. It's been so many years, and Rush Hour 3 wasn't really good at all. So I'm not expecting a high demand for it. Mika, I agree with the double. Of course. Halloween 28 was a great way to wrap up the franchise. Perfect, in my opinion. Okay, cool. I like it. Bob says, I think I fixed the Wi Fi issue. Cool. Didn't have the issue Saturday. I blame StreamYard for the dial up sound. Does StreamYard have a dial up sound? I don't know. I've never noticed it. Let me know if it does, if anybody else has had that. I've never heard that. H2O was the perfect way to end the franchise, says Fish. Okay. To each his own on that one. Every Monday is Steelbook post day for Ryan. So every Monday this year, he's not going every day like he did in 2022. And I imagine at some point you got to run out, right? You got to be getting close to the end. But then, of course, you just go buy 4 or 5 more and replenish the stock. And Bob agrees with Fish. No wonder he don't like Home Alone. He doesn't like Xmas. Fair point, Vinicio. Very fair point. H2O was a great installment as well. I guess from looking at different Halloween timelines, that works for that one. It should have, and then they just kind of kept it going because they just had to, milk it for more money. Breaking Bad is the greatest show of all time. I've heard that. I've heard a lot of people say similar things. Says, what? Say it ain't so about Breaking Bad, though. I'm sorry, Johnny. I just haven't seen it. And I'm not a huge TV guy anymore. I haven't been for a really long time. Matter of fact, the last 2 years, I would say, really since the pandemic, I've gotten more into TV. And that's because there's just so many shows out there. And that's kind of what I do. The things I watch with my wife more. We have a few shows that we watch. None of those. We watch all the power shows. We were watching Cobra Kai. We were watching BMF. We were watching that. We were watching Atlanta. We watched that. And there were a few more that we watched, but Wu-Tang, we're just finishing up Wu-Tang. We just finished it up, so that was a big show for us. I'm a big Wu-Tang fan, so I had to watch that one. How would you compare the Superman movies to the Batman movies? As a whole, the Batman movies are better. I'm not really sure that that's really close. I'm not sure if that's really an argument, though. They're just better as a whole. I would say there are some really good Superman movies. Superman the movie is iconic, and I like it better than Superman 2, but a lot of people love Superman 2. That's a great one. And Man of Steel is actually really good. And believe it or not, I actually like Superman Returns. A lot of people don't, but I really do like Superman Returns. I don't love it. They have some issues, but I thought it was pretty good, and I actually didn't mind Brandon Routh in the role. Superman 3, I kind of got a soft spot for because I saw it when I was a kid, and Richard Pryor is one of my favorites, but it's not a good movie. And Superman 4, Quest for Peace, is just horrible. The Batman movies, other than the 2 Joel Schumacher movies, I really like them all as far as him as a solo character, I should say. Batman v Superman, I didn't really care for. Davis says, thanks. You're one of the best dudes for sure. Says 4K lowdown by the numbers on Wednesday nights. Yep, 6 p.m. Pacific. That's 9 for us folks here on the East. So total movie count as of last week is 7,062. That's amazing. Like I said, he's got an amazing collection. If you see the pictures, whether you see him on Twitter or Instagram, or next time he does a room tour for YouTube, or you can go check his last one. You can see some what I'm talking about, really. KB, the bulletproof jackets bothered me because you mean to tell me not one of those bullets hit their fingers? Yeah, exactly. Especially, when he takes off the jacket and all the bullets start hitting the ground. So I get it. Johnny, Kevin Spacey, regardless of what you may think of him now, killed it as Lex Luthor. Yes, he did. He was an excellent Lex Luthor, and hot take, he was a better Lex Luthor than he was a better Lex Luthor than Gene Hackman, in my opinion. I know, and I grew up with the Gene Hackman as Lex Luthor. I grew up with that Superman, that era. But Kevin Spacey killed it in the role, and it was just unfortunate that the movie didn't catch on the way a lot of people, the way they wanted it to, I should say. How would you compare the Jason movies to the Freddy movies? I say the Freddy movies have higher highs, but also lower lows. So it's not as consistent. The Jason movies are pretty consistent all the way through. Uh, none of them are, none of them, I wouldn't say are great. I mean, maybe the first one and Final Chapter. And I know there are some fans of two and some fans of Jason Goes to Hell is also one that gets a lot of praise. But it's a more consistent franchise, so I can pop that in and watch them all the way through, in a couple weeks time. Whereas with Freddy, you start off really high, and you get a low, and then you get a high, and you get a low. So that's my thoughts on that. Read my mind, yeah, Johnny. I'm guessing. And let's go ahead and get into the last giveaway for the night, guys. And I'm gonna get ready to wrap this up in a little bit because it's getting near my time to hit the hay, so to speak. And the last question, the last item rather, is actually a brand new slip covered, still sealed copy of Belly. So this is what the winner will win. And the answer to this question is on my channel. If you're not familiar with, if you haven't heard me say this before, but it is on my channel because I did rank all of these movies. And the question is, what was my number one Spider-Man movie of all time? What was my number one Spider-Man movie? First one in the chat with that answer will be the winner of a 4K copy of Belly, still sealed. So yeah, digital's in there and everything. And I'll get a few more comments while we're waiting on some answers for that. Ken loves him some Jason Goes to Hell. Hey, it's one of the better ones. I'll not I'll not knock it. Yeah, Mike says other than the two Schumacher movies and Batman Returns, the Batman movies are great. I agree. I like Batman Returns. That's one of my faves. Also, I really enjoyed Batman Returns. And Michelle Pfeiffer is forever my Catwoman. I mean, I like what Zoe Kravitz did. Wasn't too big on what Anne Hathaway did with the role, and Halle Berry will not speak of. So Michelle Pfeiffer was my Catwoman. Uh, Dave says, congrats on 200 subs. I appreciate that. And I'm honestly not seeing the answer yet, guys. I'm still waiting. I'm looking for my number one Spider-Man movie of all time. So I'm still looking for it. So my friends who have put in one answer, which I'm seeing, put in another answer. I'm not seeing the correct answer yet. And we got some people saying good night. And there we go. I just found it. And made me make sure that that's the first one that I see. And there it is, Spicy 4K Action Into the Spider-Verse. He is the winner of the 4K, the Belly 4K. Now, Spicy, I know that you are in Canada, so we might have to do some logistical things with that. And I liked most of the Spider-Man movies, so no shade to any of the ones that you guys picked. And Dave, just a little late, Dave. But yeah, guys, like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. We still got about 14 people here. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me and chopping it up for a little while and congratulating me on 200 subs, which is really a congratulations for you guys because you guys are the subscribers. And I wouldn't have 200 subscribers without you guys. Look forward to whatever I have coming up next if you like it. And I'm just to give you a few things that are definitely coming up in the near future. I do have I've been promising this video for a while. All the black superhero movies ever made ranked. The video is actually made. I got to edit it. Probably won't be this week because, work calls. So I will hopefully get that up at the beginning of next week. Maybe over the weekend I'll get that up. Tomorrow night, Movie Swap is back, and I'm gonna have Derek from Pure Hangout on. He is let's cross our fingers for Derek. He contacted me a little early. He's feeling a little bit under the weather today, so hopefully he'll feel better tomorrow and we can go through with it. If not, we'll see if we have to reschedule that, and that's no big deal. Next Tuesday, I've got another guest that a lot of us haven't seen in a while. I know he just made a video here recently, but a lot of us haven't seen him in a while. So I'm gonna have 4K D-Ray on, not tomorrow, but the following Tuesday. He's gonna be my guest on Movie Swap. That's it, guys. I'm gonna wrap it up. Like I said, again, I appreciate everybody for coming by. Hit the like button on the way out. Join me again tomorrow so I can we can talk with Derek about a couple of movies. And if you've been following me on Instagram, one of those movies might be spoiled for you already. You might know what we're talking about. All right. So and before I close it out, I will say this for David. So Spicy 4K said he actually has belly, and I will go ahead and make an executive decision here. And since I just saw this comment pop up, and he was the second answer, so he says I do need belly. So David, belly is. I will catch you guys tomorrow for Movie Swap with Derek. Thanks again. Bye.